So Rakk Pirah Plus was released more than a month ago, and based on the response of most people, it seems like it's a good budget mechanical keyboard. In this video, I'm going to share my experiences using the Rakk Pirah Plus after using it for a month and a half. With that being said, let's start first with my experience with the keyboard's battery. If you check the specification sheet, the battery capacity of Rakk Pirah Plus is 4000 mAh. It's pretty big, to be honest, for a budget mechanical keyboard. When I got the keyboard and I used it for the first time, the uptime lasted for 20 to 25 hours. By the way, I used both Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz with RGB lighting turned on during this testing. I was really impressed when I got these results. For a factory fresh battery, the uptime is quite long. One good feature of this keyboard is that you can check the battery status. For me, this is really important since we don't have any software or LCD screen that will tell us how much battery is left, but the charging time is shockingly low. It took me more or less 12 hours to fully charge the keyboard. At first, I was expecting a 3 to 4 hour charging time, but it didn't happen. It's way more than that. The fully charged battery lasted for more or less 40 hours in my experience. This includes switching between 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth connection, and with the RGB turned on. I guess the 12-hour charging time is worth it. Another feature of this keyboard that Rakk is using as one of its selling points is the tri-mode connection. In my experience using the Rakk Pirah Plus for a month and a half, I did not encounter latency or delay so far. Whether it's Bluetooth or 2.4 GHz, it's smooth when I use it. Also, I would like to commend Rakk for putting the toggle switches on the top side of the keyboard instead of at the bottom. User experience wise, it's easy to switch between connection modes and operating system. Also, when using this keyboard in Bluetooth mode, it doesn't easily get disconnected unlike some budget keyboards that we have tried before. Switching Bluetooth profiles is a breeze too. My overall wireless experience using this keyboard is great so far. After using it for a month and a half, there are no issues in terms of connecting wirelessly. I also have no problems when connecting in wired mode. The keyboard is detected regardless of the cable I use and the operating system I'm connecting to. Like I said earlier, one thing I like about this keyboard is the placement of the toggle switches and the USB port. Instead of the usual placement at the bottom, it's on the upper left side. Also, all the switches and ports are all on the same spot, which looks cleaner for me. For almost 2 months of usage, I did not experience issues when toggling Windows or Mac and toggling connection modes. For context, my setup is both Mac and Windows, so I usually switch operating systems when using this keyboard. Now, if you're curious about the weight of this keyboard, it weighs 660 grams. To me, it's not that heavy and the weight is just okay. Portability wise, I think Rakk chose the right layout for this keyboard. I brought this keyboard in my office and I did not have problems carrying it. Also, the layout saves a lot of space, which is really great, especially if you share working space with your colleagues. So if you're always on the go, this keyboard might be perfect for you. Aside from that, the addition of volume knob is very convenient too. It functions well on both Mac and Windows. In addition, the increments when turning the knob is just enough. To me, this is very essential, especially when gaming or when you're playing competitive games. The teardown process of this keyboard is pretty easy and I think beginners can manage to do so. Inside Rakk Pirah Plus, there are a lot of components you'll see. For example, the dampeners, polycarbonate plate, the pipe pin south-facing PCB, and the 4000 mAh battery. The PCB also supports screw-in stabilizers, which I will use in this video. With that being said, we'll modify this keyboard. I will replace the stock Otemo Reds with Akko CS Piano switches. I opted for these switches because they're already pre-lubed and I want to try other switches from Akko. I will also lube the screw-in stabilizers to have proper tuning. And now, here's a quick sound test. After using this keyboard for almost 2 months, I can say this is the best budget mechanical keyboard I've tried this year. Everything most of us need in a mechanical keyboard is already here. Performance-wise, the Rakk Pirah Plus delivered. It has good battery performance, no connection issues, no lagging or delays when using it, and it has decent keyboard acoustics right off the bat. In addition, the price of this keyboard is really affordable. When I purchased it, it was just around 2,500 pesos after using some vouchers from Shopee. The only concern I experienced is the VIA support. I initially thought both 2.4 GHz and USB can be supported on VIA, but upon checking, VIA can only detect the keyboard when using the USB connection for both Windows and Mac. Well, this is not a major concern for me, so I think this is just fine. I'm not saying the aforementioned positive things about this keyboard because Rakk Gears sponsored this video or paid me to do so. For the record, I bought this keyboard and they didn't pay me anything. Also, I'm not trying to impress them to gain their attention. In short, this is an honest 2-month review of the Rakk Pirah Plus. No sugarcoating or whatsoever. Now, if you're going to ask me, will I recommend buying this keyboard? Definitely. Like I said, so far this is the best budget keyboard I've tried this year, and it's way better than the SafeRent CA68 Pro. And that's it guys, we have reached the end part now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Till our next, goodbye.